Chris, I believe we're live. All right, with me today is, you may know him as world's best Tetris commentator, one of the first to ever commentate Tetris, Chris Tang. How you doing?
Hey, Vince. Hey, everybody. Boom, Tetris for you.
Oh, classic Tang.
Yeah, how have you guys been enjoying our qualifying section of the CTWC 2021? I'm thinking it's like the all-week Tetris party, kind of like taken to the next level now that we've kind of got a schedule for it, and you can kind of see when your favorite players are getting on, and plan out the weekend with all the heavy hitters and stuff, and it's getting hype. Liking it.
Yeah, Chris, I've seen you, you've been in here all week long.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to miss this. And
chiming in. So how many hours have you been putting into to watching?
Well, whenever I can. I mean, if I'm awake and I can have a stream up, I'll just leave it on. So, whenever I'm awake, pretty much. The only time I haven't been watching it is when I pass out. So, yeah, I'm fully committed. I think I even went back. I didn't know when it started. So I went back and watched the hydrant run because that was just, I had to see it.
Yeah, that was incredible. And he chose 3 a.m. his own time, 3 to 5 a.m. time slot. Isn't that pretty crazy?
And what a statement it was, right? You go in first, right? You set the standard like that. That's actually, it's a strat, right? Just dominate and then say all right, now everybody's got to have to reach this high bar here, and he did it. So whether or not that affected how everybody else performed, or made everybody realize that they got to step up their game, that definitely made a statement to open up our qualifying.
Yeah, do you think anyone has a chance to take that over? The 8? Do you think Joseph's going to come back again and take 12?
I think Joseph is going to make a good showing. I'm not sure if it's going to be as dominant as last year, but he might surprise us. I haven't seen, exactly what his training regimen has been lately. I probably should have been paying more attention to it. I did when I could. I got to see Corian do some training, which is really cool because, he's actually pushing down to get better times.
Mm-hmm.
So Corian's super serious about it. And I'm sure, other players who are veterans, by now Joseph is he's a 3-year veteran. So he might have something up his sleeve. I think, he's going to be one of the ones to watch, of course, Dog. But let's, I watched Nenu play, and,
right.
He was right up there with Hydrant. So it's definitely possible to reach that 8 and possibly beyond.
Oh yeah, less than 3,000 points behind Hydrant. Nenu was, with his kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was all down to the kicker. So having a good kicker, it matters even when you've got all those max outs behind you.
So something I heard is it's really hard for rollers to press down, so that might be a hindrance in this qualifying process. You can't press down if you need to, save a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
I've been kind of messing around with rolling too. I haven't had time to play Tetris, but I hooked up a Nest pad to one of those Hudson shooting watches, just to practice tapping and rolling, and people talk about different grips and stuff, and there's some other players that were playing. They'd say that they have a Thor grip.
Right. Yeah.
I think it was Tim Wong last night. Yeah, so they said they had a Thor grip, and I'm yeah, I have that grip too, and I've been messing around with it, and my grip kind of allows for DAS tapping and rolling, and I can hit down on the D-pad. So it's a trade-off, but I kind of have to mess around with moving my hand positions and things like that. I think what's going to come down to, people are going to be able to balance their endurance versus their speed of their movement and things like that. So, it's something that's developing. People are just now learning how to roll. So eventually people are going to be able to roll with pushing down with no problem, I think.
Hopefully. But look at Nevinator here. He came out the gate, first 2 games, max out. He's on a 3rd game right now, which is on pace.
Yeah, it's great to see it. They come here, ready to to do their thing, and I just love seeing it when it all works out. Oh wow, it was a.
Oh no.
I just saw Alex top out there, and different play styles too. This is the first time I've seen Alex T play, and I have never seen a style like that before, where it's flat out reckless. Like I see some placements and I'm like, this is a disaster, and then somehow he fixes it. But then sometimes he can't fix it, and then that happens, and you see the top out. So I see some comments in the chat about he's not super serious about it, and sometimes that comes with experience, and your first year out, maybe you just see what you can do, and then you make adjustments afterwards. We saw that in Joseph, his first year. He came just to qualify, right? And
right.
His style was, he used his hyper tapping to get around situations that would normally be dangerous. But in the years to follow, he would not get into those dangerous situations. He became even more formidable. So maybe the next time we see Alex, he'll be buttoned down, and he'll be able to make adjustments, and he will be paying attention to the juice boxes, and he'll be even scarier. So seeing different players evolve as the years goes on, it's part of the excitement, I think.
Yeah, well, like Vandy and King were saying, that his mom was kind of trolling him by making mountains of Capri Suns and Sprites around him in solo cups. Did you see any of that?
It's great. I think that's it's awesome. Just having a different kind of, even like our the CTWC mantra of having the players front and center. Mm-hmm. And now that with the online setup, we get to see their world around them. And Alex T has, he's got juice boxes and his parents helping him out, and it's so different from everybody else, and you just get a different window into the world. And guess what that does? When other kids, who might be on the younger side of our what do you want to call our spectrum, see this, they're going to get inspired by seeing someone like Alex, who might be closer to what they have in their environment, play the game. And next year we're going to have a ton of 12-year-olds just destroying out there. So like I said, back when I first saw Joseph being our youngest competitor at 16, I was like, well, here come the teenagers. And sure enough, next year it was dominated with teenagers, and I guess we're just gonna see it evolve like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Every year after year now, it's just more and more young players, kind of taking over the old guard. But there's been a couple.
To change the commentary names are wrong on the things, so we should probably change that.
Well, we have a team.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, the Blue Ring.
We have a team that just changes those for us usually. All right, it's updated. But yeah, hi, my name's George Linus. Hey now. I'm joined by Keith. All right, let's see. Maybe I can update them or just refresh. But anyone on a good game here? All right. So
it's kind of mostly everybody's on 18. ODG does transition.
So we might get a refresh of everything or just the bottom. We'll see here. Looks like it should be good to go. Yeah.
Puppy Art says refresh browser sources, so it sounds like that's what you did.
Yep. Give it a second. I don't know.
Okay, we'll keep messing around with that. I'll talk about the Tetris that I'm seeing now. Alex T's got half an hour left, and with 3 maxes and a really high kicker, he's got some time to do some more. And Nevinator's on a roll with 2. He just started out. He's got 3/4 of his time left, only a half hour in, so he's well on his way. DG with a 600K, which is right in the middle between his PBs there, so he's got about half an hour to work with there. And Ryan with about 40 minutes left. Yeah, Alex stacks so high, and the first game that he played, I was just like, why is he stacking so high? Is it, is that his style, and I guess that's his style. He can play that high, move the pieces where he needs them, and it works out some of the time.
Well, Alex has been, I don't know if you follow the ELO rankings at all, Chris, but he's been in the top 4, sometimes at first for a while between, it's been a battle between him, Joseph, Dog, and Pixelandy for the best online.
Wow. Yeah, as expected, the young guns just dominant, and sometimes to take out the young champion takes a new champion even younger that can learn from and become inspired by the ones that came before, and that's what we're seeing.
You're right. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, still wrong. Let's see.
Eliminator with a bit of a spire. Yeah, seeing Alex's playstyle, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, like just what's possible. How high can you play? Once the bounds of, first we'd say it's DAS, but if you have hyper tapping and now rolling, once you eliminate the limitation of death by height, then the game's gonna. I used to say something along the lines of hyper tapping is the future, but now it's gonna start to become an endurance, a sort of war of attrition at the higher levels once you can pass 29 consistently. And I think maybe this is going to be the first year we're going to see a lot of play into those post-thrill screen levels, and that's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting seeing, before it was a double max out, right? Like within the last just couple of years, we had the double max out, and then we had double max out kill screens, and within the same competition, and we're going to start to see, I'm not even sure what to call it yet, second transition play, post 29 play, kill screen play. I guess we'll figure out what it's going to be, but having games that just keep progressing that way, everybody's going to be on the edge of their seats, and it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait, and it's probably going to happen this year.
So you're predicting like a level 40 or something like that in competition?
Yeah, eventually we're going to see things like, people are going to have first break the limits outside of competition, and then we're going to see that happen during competition, and then how it all comes down, whether someone, does something really spectacular, like some kind of, pole vault. You can't even say it's going to be a quick tap anymore. It's going to be just some combo rolling technique that gets you over some situation that people thought you couldn't do before, and it'll happen, and it'll blow everybody away, because that's what we're seeing nowadays.
Well, this has to be the last technique that's gonna come into existence. I was surprised a new technique came out with rolling, right, this last year, 8 months ago, whenever it came out. Do you think there's anything else? Are people going to start using like Fisher-Price controllers and stuff like that?
Well, I don't think we allow like modification beyond something that you can buy stock. So, we don't want to like make it so that equipment is the question, right? It's like, oh, did they win because they used a pad that was too different, or something that was giving them an unfair advantage? So it's really going to be whoever can. We still see different innovative grips. We saw Cheese's guitar grip last year, and that was just so different. But he could play to what seemed to be full capacity like that. So we might see some interesting grips that allow players to move the pieces. Like I said, I'm working with the Thor grip, trying to do all three. Mm-hmm. So I know that people who are probably a little more flexible than I am could probably pull off something that hasn't been seen before.
All right, did you see Alex T there got into level 30? With 956, he was playing in, beyond the kill screen there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Doge, I think, hit 31 earlier today.
Oh, man. Like, things in the past
we're gonna see
you would think were impossible are, now it's just every day. Every day.
Yeah, like
no big deal.
The post-29 showdowns are going to start to happen, and that's exciting. We can imagine when that's on ESPN. That's gonna be so cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the coolest thing about being on ESPN is being able to go to a public place and say, hey, can you change the channel to like ESPN2 because there's like a Tetris competition, like at a restaurant or a sports bar or something, and then people get to see it like on TV in public and cheer for this thing that they might not have known was a thing. And I love seeing on Twitter, when Arda posts it and when the CTWC account posts all the places where CTWC on ESPN has been seen in public is it's just so cool.
Mm-hmm. So what was your experience? Well, I know you were like in Phoenix at the time or something like that. And...
Yeah, I went to this place. It's like the Tilted Kilt, I think I went to. Yeah, Tilted Kilt. It's a pub, sports bar, in Phoenix, and it's a place where we had our CTWC Southwest Regional at Game On Expo. So I think at Game On Expo we would go to the Tilted Kilt afterwards to hang out and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to that place, because I know they have a sports bar. I know they have
the TV there.
Yeah. And then that's where I went to go see the first time that we were on ESPN. And I went with one of my my other gaming champion friends that I hang out with, and we told them to turn into it, and we told the restaurant about it, and they were like, yeah, that sounds so cool, and like their staff was like watching along with us, and it was just like the coolest thing. It's like I've been on TV before, so that's no big deal, but to see like this sport, this sort of when you said if you build it they will come, like to see that dream happen and to see it taken to that extent, you could turn on a TV in a public place and watch a Tetris championship on TV. I can't believe we were able to do that, and like we did it before Nintendo could do it too, because they were supposed to air the NWC back in 1990 and they didn't.
Oh my god.
And then what actually did happen was my Sega Championship ended up being the first console first party competition being on TV. So
look at that, Nevinator with
I
another
got to
out there,
that dream. Yeah, before Nintendo got the Tetris up there, and then it's like 30 years later we got the Classic Tetris World Championships on ESPN, and wow, what history!
It's definitely a rush to be on ESPN. But did you see Nevinator now?
Oh, I know.
He's crushing 3 in 38 minutes. 3. So sure someone will update that. But yeah, he's killing it up there.
Wow.
He came to play this year, huh?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he was on anybody's lists or what his history was with online play, but he's playing, the combination of youth and the seriousness of a veteran. I'm already seeing it because he was, serious right out the gate and got that first max out.
First two in a row.
Like it was nothing. Yeah. I noticed that max outs tend to happen in pairs. That happened with Nanu, I think. Got like first 2 back, and I know Aurora got 2 back to back right out the gate. So, and then you see the phenomenon where you get 2 right in the beginning, and then the last hour, like it's a struggle. Maybe because I don't think it's really fatigue. I think maybe people notice that people end up trying too hard the longer you go, and then that causes it to be different than your first runs out.
Yeah, for me, there's when I'm playing, there's like a little bit of mental fatigue. Right out the gate, I play pretty well, and then when I ease into it, I'm trying too hard or too confident or something like that. So, there's definitely a lot at play. I mean, that's just me, but
yeah, I need to start playing again. Like I started playing again a couple of years ago. I think it's maybe about a little bit more than a year ago. Just to see, right? Just to see how it progressed. I was starting to do better. I went from like doing 400Ks to about 600K. I think the reason why I was playing was because I was motivated, because I figured out how to superimpose Nest Tetris onto Tetris Effect. So whenever I'd make a Tetris in Nest Tetris, it would make the background in Tetris Effect like go off. And I was just like, oh, that's so cool. so I'm gonna start playing Tetris again. And yeah, it was fun. I need to start doing that again. But when I played, I noticed that I would play for really long streaks, so my streams would be like 12 or 13 hours, and I wasn't really paying attention to, like, I wasn't really there for views or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to see how I was doing and maybe get better. And I got a little bit better, but things got busy and I kind of fell out of it. But once I get things set up again, maybe after the CTWC or something, I'll start playing again.
Yeah, I'm sure people want to see you max out. Or,
yeah, it's kind of like a bucket list thing.
Participate.
It's like something I know. It's like if I had the time, and I wasn't like doing like 20 other things, I'm still trying to like get my momentum on game development and things like that and stuff. So that's kind of like the main thing I'm working on now. But and then it's just like I want to pay attention to CTWC stuff. So I've been catching up on all of our regionals and things like that. Yeah, I watched the Singapore one. I watched some of the, like, the little random ones. I watched the DILFs one. So whatever the content comes out, I've been catching it when I can.
Yeah, well, we got Alex on a good game here. He had a 655 transition, and it's looking like a pretty easy max here. 800.
Yeah, his board's looking good. Boom, Tetris for Alex.
Yeah, Alex is new this year. This is his first time competing.
Yeah, a lot of eyes are going to be on that in competition. Like, I can't really say who's going to win because, we have a first-year champion in Dog last year, and then we have two-time champion Joseph returning.
Right.
And, who knows how well he's trained. He could be better than everybody else for all we know. We'll have to see how his qualifiers go. And then, Alex is putting on a show right now, and he's doing it casually. He's doing the juice box thing, and he's not starting his next games like right away. One thing I learned from being a competitor in the 90s across, many, many competitions, like some people know me from the Sega one, or they know me that I was in the NWC, but I was actually in a lot of competitions, and I have a lot of victories that aren't even like talked about too much. And I was like in the fighting game competitions for a while too. Mm-hmm. One thing that I learned in the NWC that served me well going into the Sega one, which was a few years later, is I stopped showing my true power level. I actually trolled people into thinking I was a lot weaker than I was.
Oh my god!
And I never showed people like my actual patterns in competition. No one actually saw my real pattern for Rock the Rock until I think maybe like a couple of years ago. I shot a new video for the Netflix thing. Yeah, there's a Netflix show called or a series called High Score, and they actually covered me. I'm one of the documentary stars in that, and I shot a video for it. It didn't get into the documentary because it was used for their raw footage that they used some of, but Sega Bits put up the full footage, and that showed like my ultimate pattern for the Sonic and Knuckles thing, but I didn't show that till like 30 years or 25 years after it didn't matter anymore. But yeah, I don't show my true power level because it's a strategy. You don't want people to know how hard they have to train because maybe they won't train so hard, right?
Yeah,
so it's like a strat. Maybe
totally.
Alex
That's
is doing
like,
that.
I mean, it's a little dirty, but I mean, it's fair. It's like, why would you share? It's like sharing, kill yourself on Mario, and on level 1 type thing for NWC days. Like whoever shared that strategy, then it was just over. Like if that person kept it quiet.
So here's a fun fact in direct relation to that. So you know how like Robin and I are best buds and stuff like that? He didn't have to tell me that, but he went to Florida like after I had won my NWC in LA, and he said, "Hey Chris, there's this new thing you should probably know, and that is you need to kill Mario in the first part of the game instead of getting the coins out right." And I'm like, really? So I went back and I brought my nests. Some of the players brought their nests, and I practiced that. Mm-hmm. And come game time, I was actually doing that pattern, and he didn't need to tell me that. Robin didn't need to help me out, but he did, and I really appreciated that, and I never forgot that. So when I met him again, a few years later, well, it was years and years later, and he said like, "Hey, I'm doing this documentary and this tournament, and you get footage." Like when I told him that my mom got his win in Oakland on beta, he's like, oh man, I really need to see that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I really wanted to pay him back the favor and get footage for him, whether for the documentary or just to see. So, like, I started, going around and looking for Betamaxes, and I found someone on eBay that had like 2 of them. So, like, I bought one from them and bought one under the table, and I made sure that Robin got that footage, because that was a real bro move he did for me, and he didn't need to do that. I did really well in my qualifier. That I didn't make it into the top 8 or top 3 or whatever it was. Robin was 3rd, and I think I came in like 9th or 10th or something like that. But that's okay, history went down, and Thor was the champion, as it should be, and Robin was 3rd as it should be, because if that didn't happen, I don't know if we'd have this scene right now.
Right, yeah. I mean, and it's funny enough, back in 2015 when they were doing the NWC 2015 thing, I was teaching people online how to do the same exact trick that didn't know. The kill yourself on Mario trick for the 30 coins. Which, it just must not, it's just not written down anywhere. You there, Chris?
So this stream is saying something about having to refresh something. Is that something you need to take a look at?
I will, yeah. Alright.
I think they want you to refresh the scoreboard. I think that's something. Refreshing the sources also refreshes the scoreboard. I think it doesn't do it automatically.
I'm on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex got 12 minutes left. Got some tuck set up. Yeah, actually, I can't see the scoreboard update too, so I guess I should wait for that before commenting, because having that up to date's probably key.
Yeah, I think both of them
up
have
high, and let's see if we can...
2 new max sets. So
okay.
Let's see.
Okay, it looks like something got refreshed. This needs to appear now.
What's happening? Something's happening. I got the Wheel of Death over here, on the Mac. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. There's no scores.
For
right
those
now.
in the chat, does Alex usually play with a webcam on, or is it just for this? Oh, wow. First time. Awesome. Oh. But yeah, he's definitely got some body language, and you can see him, he can like look off to the side of the screen while he's doing his thing, so that just makes his performance all the more impressive. With the experience, players will tend to learn how to focus more, so you're just seeing the start here of something amazing. And as the former new guard becomes the old guard, they're gonna have to take notice. Nice high transition score there. Ooh, can he get anything over that? I don't think so. Wow, just like that. Just the wrong kind of misplacement, and even infinite speed can't get you over that. But win for the Rocket, and taking some time between rounds. Whatever works. He's already... Okay, we're waiting for the scoreboard update still.
Yeah, so when Nevinator ends, I think I have to reboot OBS. So we're gonna go down for 30 seconds and then be back.
Okay.
But right now, let's just deal with this for Nevinator's game. He's on a good one here.
Yeah.
And then I think everything will be fixed.
Yeah, Nevinator's got a good transition score too. And yeah, Nevinator's pretty versatile with building wells and those burns. Like I've seen him have like well transfers that just they look planned out, but they just happen so fast.
I think this might be his 4th or 5th, if the scoreboard's right.
Yeah.
This will be his 4th.
Okay.
He already has 3 with a 684 kicker, according to my sheet.
Yeah, the other thing that Alex might not either realize or be going for, or maybe might not care, but seeding placement, right? Like having a higher seed might give you a easier matchup than if you just barely make it in. And even if you hide your power level, like sometimes it's also a strat to try to get the highest seed, so you're facing a lower seeded opponent. Ooh, and it ends really fast for Nevinator there.
All right, so
but he's still got over an hour. So.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna restart OBS. So we're gonna be down for a second and then right back. And
BRB, yo.